V8 エンジン第7巻持ってる現人ロックするこの世界と全人類この5人でゲームをチェンジ
うなる四輪発射せよ皆さんサンキュー産卵へよ操る日体の探偵を取る一番国交グランゼロ
リスク超えて挑戦チャンスもゼトだ当然登り上げる頂点座布団積んでく焦点
乗り込む FG ロードスター特殊部隊集合能力者この歴史の掘る彫刻家ぶっちぎりで置き去り攻略者今高速でぶち抜けていく大気圏エンジンからジェットの炎入れている海域へガンガンに広げる大地を越えていく海域線バックミラーにビッグブルーが映ってる IBM
打ち明け台から飛んでく打ち出せたいこの燃料朽ち果てないです金がね寿司食べたい
見えてるでっかいビジョン燃えてるメンバー一同ただいま現在一進行形超えてく世界規模
叶うはずだワンストップ沈むモンスターエイリアンズダウンにラウン FG パーリーハード光るテスラロースターヘビーブースター目覚めてく本当は青い炎 RDFS Let's go out そげりな感ゼロから空までとらわれ走る FG ロースターうなるブースターロングロードスペースとビー今 Chase me 株式スーパーカーハンドルサブキャッシュモホ副操縦者中ばっか次元が違う連中ばっかコーナー攻めてるギリギリモーター全開地響き空から導きお肌がピチピチ
タイヤこかしてドラツタン弾け飛んでくドラム缶顧客満足度高くてぶち上げてるお客さん
ゼロから最高到達点溜めてる太陽光発電探索するこの小惑星超覚醒突入ボーナスステージ
一直線伸びてる道路バイブレーションエンジンの鼓動速度増し上がってる稼働限界重力量が上昇
開拓しまくったフランティア旅立つロードスターオンリーワンアクセル踏み込んでくドンピシャ飛んでく日本遺産1億馬力の重低音火星のホテルが休憩所並んで走行 UFO 降り立つ宇宙ステーション
物語を継承まるで旧約聖書この先何世紀も成長生き延びて結果出していこう
叶うはずだワンストップ沈むモンスターエイリアンズダウンにラウン FG パーリーハード光るテスラロースターヘビーブースター目覚めてく本能青い炎 RDFS Let's go out そげりな感ゼロから空までとらわれ走る FG ロースターうなるブースターロングロードスペースとビー今 Chase me
Good morning, everyone. How y'all doing today? Today is the final day of the very first CDL hosted minor tournament. It's gonna be. I did see some of the matches yesterday, and also a new video. Hold on. Sorry about that. But yeah. But yeah, I did see some of the matches yesterday, and there were some that I'm glad that one of my teams won, and unfortunately the other one in my hometown team, unfortunately, did get knocked out. So it is what it is. But hopefully this time it's gonna be interesting. This time it's gonna be interesting. You know, no bounce backs. You only have no double elim. You have to be the best of the best, and just hope that you can be able to knock out the team and be able to get those points, and also become the minor the minor tournament winners. It's gonna be it's gonna be, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting, y'all. Hopefully you all enjoyed the watch party. Yeah, thanks for coming again. I do apologize. I will first start by saying this. I do apologize for not being able to kind of keep up, not being able to stream the first 2 matches. It's just because I was a bit busy around that time, and including Saturday. I just wanted to finalize certain things. I wanted to finalize certain things before on my assignments before I decided to do this stream. I got clarification that it's actually that my assignments weren't that bad, because for my winter classes, these are not like your traditional assignments that you just do multi questions and such. No, you have to do written papers essentially. So it's definitely this winter semester is going to be hard, since like I have to write down essays and such, which it's whatever, but it's like, it's just more pain in the ass than it needs to be. So I'm gonna be trying to so I won't be able to do a lot of, well, depending on what's going on, I won't be able to do a lot of streams, depending on the situation, but definitely I won't be able to do streams next week, since I got emergency things going on around that weekend. So I'm gonna have to so those streams are gonna have to be omitted from my schedule, and we'll just have to, and you all have to probably see me early next week. Not too sure when, but we'll see about it. We'll see about it. But yeah, today's matches are going to be seems like going to be a bit short. What's going on, YouTube? I guess it's going to be slow like usual. There we go. Our internet's being oh. There we go. But yeah, chat, we're gonna be having 3 matches, which shouldn't take that long. which first is obviously going to be which is going to be Atlanta versus Minnesota, and then Texas versus Carolina, and then whoever is the 2 winners will be in the finals. And this one's going to be interesting just because, you know, this was going to be interesting, you know, like Atlanta FaZe was facing off. Also, hey Jacob, how you doing? Welcome. Like, it's pretty interesting because that like I saw the LA FaZe versus Atlanta yesterday, and I thought that my hometown team was gonna blow them out of the water. Unfortunately, it didn't seem like that to happen. I think they were a little ill prepared against the slow start and such. So it is what it is. I mean, this tournament doesn't really. Well, it does matter to them since like they do get a bit of money and points, but it doesn't really matter in a way where. I don't know. It's not that interesting, I'll say. But the fact that Atlanta FaZe is able to, you know, be able to get up, but be able to get back up on their knees and just forget about what happened. Forget about what happened from a couple of weeks, and just punch everyone back in the mouth and do Atlanta FaZe do Atlanta things like usual. But I will say it is going to be a little interesting just because, you know, it may be a little interesting when it seems like both of these games are going to be game 5s. Now, the minor tournament didn't specifically say that there was going to be a no, I don't think the minor tournament has like a best of 7 or anything. It knows it's best of 5 only. So the best of 5 won't be able. So there won't be a best of 7 for these games. Obviously, for the minor tournaments, obviously it's just going to be best of 5s. Get it done quick, and that's it. Which okay, it's whatever. Okay, it's whatever. I would like to see a little more. I would like to see the same thing for the major tournaments be applied to. Well, not be applied on the minor tournament, but it's a quick. The CDL people are probably thinking that they just want to do what fans are asking for is minor tournaments, which is like little tournaments here and there, and it's like, you know, these are like we kind of expected to. I mean, this is kind of the thing we want, but we want it every week, like every CDL weekend, like just tournaments every week, tournaments every weekend, and at least like go back to the good old days where there was a tournament every week, every weekend, and people are expecting to, and just being able to and just having a good old time with not only being able to at least have tournaments, but just being able to why the hell is my quality so bad? There we go. I did a ranked play match yesterday. I won't play Austria. Nice. I should go. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be. Today's gonna be interesting, seeing who's gonna try to take on FaZe, and you know, I mean, obviously FaZe is definitely going through a phase. I don't know what kind of phase I would call it, but they're definitely going through a redemption arc, I'll say, from the slow start they had, and now like coming back and coming to this minor tournament and just being like, you know, and coming to this minor tournament and just, you know, just starting doing what they are usually doing, which is slaying the hell out of everyone. So it's gonna be interesting, I'll say. But yeah. Now I did see the But yeah, I saw some of the matches yesterday, and I'm surprised that most of them went all for Game 5. And like, I thought there was going to be some of them were going to be blowouts, yeah, including like day one, I believe. Including day one, I believe it was going to be. There was going to be somewhat a bit of a blowout. Well, actually, no. Some of them were blowouts, obviously. Since some of them were going to be blowouts, obviously, with some teams going against some, you know, weak teams, I shall say. But it's definitely not. It's definitely was. It was definitely expected for some of these matches that happened on day one. Was some teams going up against top teams going up against the weak teams, and absolutely blowing them out of the water. So it didn't kind of matter, but with the amount of game fives that was happening this tournament, this small tournament, I'll say, it's definitely quite interesting. Just because, you know, you don't expect a lot of all game fives to go game fives. I mean, I could probably say the same thing with the TDL champs that happened in last year, but for a small tournament, it's definitely quite interesting. But these two matches, I'll say, chat, the Atlanta FaZe versus Minnesota, I will say it's gonna be interesting with Optic versus Royal Ravens. It's just because since both of them have been almost well, one of them is basically hasn't lost yet, and then the other one has lost one, but they have been absolutely dominating. So it's going to be interesting what happened. It's going to be interesting on what happens. So this tournament, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, and hopefully today is going to be a bit of a banger. Probably not expecting a lot, just because they're not going to show off a lot of things. Probably not going to show off a lot of. They're probably not going to all the teams here are not going to show off a lot, but it'll be an interesting battle, since you got a lighter phase that kind of having a redemption arc from their slow ass start, and then you got the two powerhouses from Optic versus Royal Ravens being going each other again. See both of them going against each other, seeing who is the top team at the moment. So it'll be a blast, I'll say. To see if my team can see my one and only team, the Optic Texas, be able to get in the finals and hopefully get their first tournament win. We'll see what happens. I hope you all are having a good day so far as well. Hope you all are having a good day as well, chat. I just woke up, so it was gonna be a bit interesting. So it'll be a fun blast. I got a kitty right in front on my lap. In a long time since I had my kitty right on my lap. So. I will be probably playing streaming again later today, since obviously this is gonna end around like 3 hours or so. So it'll be this one's gonna be definitely a short one. Kitty's on my stool, so what else? Oh yeah, Chad. There was there's also a convention that was happening this weekend. Unfortunately, because of my assignments, I wasn't able to go there. But you know, I've got other ones that are kind of important. I've got other conventions that I know as of now, where it's gonna be probably a bit bigger than anime. There's actually a convention called Anime Los Angeles, and I found out about it when I was at the AX Chibi last year. Well, no, actually, I heard about it before, but I just haven't really gotten into it. But because I realized that it was just not that far away, I was thinking of going. but because of like, you know, coming back from a overseas weekend, and you know, trying to figure out what's going on with my class and such, since this one's a bit harder than my usual winter classes. So trying to settle in from this class, and but now that I'm a bit settled in, I'm kind of comfortable at the moment. But I was thinking of going there. Just unfortunate, just you know, the timing wise, it just wasn't gonna happen. And plus, like, I only go there for about 2 days at the at Anime Los Angeles. So, you know, it is what it is. But hopefully next year I'll be able to go there again. But it has to be planned. I'm just gonna plan that convention early. But it'll be fun. But I think that convention would be fun if it wasn't for the planning, if it wasn't for the timing wise, just, you know, all over the place. So it would have been fun. It just, unfortunately, I just don't think I had time for it. For me and one of my family members to go with me. So, and plus because this convention goes on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. On Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It was clear that none of us was going to be, no one in my family was going to be able to take their time off. But let's see. But you know, it is what it is still. So.
We back for another one. Here we go. Come on like that. We back for another one. Here we go. We back on the scene like we never left. Time to go put them back on the shelf. No, we do not need permission. We came in alone, now we leaving you by ourselves. Now nobody wanna play me. Everybody think I'm crazy. Guess I gotta live up to it. Nothing but to do it. Hear me out. Let's go. They know we done been there before. They know I done been there before. I think we gon' do it again. I think we gon' do it again. I'm ready to go for the win. Tell them let's do it again. Let's do it again. You know what we doing. Do it again. Tell them I'm here for another one. Let's win. Let's do it again. You know what we doing. I want like that. Let's do it again. You know what we doing.
This honestly, the FaZe versus LA Fizz match, I honestly thought that LA Fizz was going to do the same shit again, but like when they from the previous matchup, but you know, it is what it is. But you know, it is what it is. That's kind of cool, actually.
You're gonna have some big numbers. 45 for Abuza.
God, what a hard point! Beans again! And the hard point still belongs to Ultra! In the two-piece machine that has been Lynn's all game. Absolute devastation. Black Ops 6, we are in for a year.
If we don't win an Emmy this year for that intro, I am going to be livid. Amazing work there, production, as 8 teams have now been given the thumbs down. Only 4 remain fighting for $20,000 and, of course, 30 points that'll go towards their championship run.
Yeah, of course, $29,000 is nice, but the points and the championship run at the end of the year is what everybody wants to get a head start on.
So, Nameless, catch us up. You have been on fire with your predictions, and you were the only person on all of YouTube who thought Minnesota Rocker would be here in our Final Four.
Yeah, they've been playing great, man. Some huge reverse sweeps. Do they get that magic once again today? They're playing Atlanta FaZe, who, as we mentioned, they're coming off of the last championship of last year. So they had some woes to start the year, but they're looking good now, taking down the powerhouse in the LA Thieves. This is an incredible Sunday we have here in our first minor.
Now, Ali, there's been a lot of questions. How is this working? Yes, it's single elimination. Yes, it's best of 5, even in that championship match. But these points, they're not going to affect our major one when we go to Spain, right? When we go to Spain, it's all about the 5 qualifier matches. We saw 4 from everybody before the break. We're going to see 5 more. Let's talk about what we're going to see, though, once we get to Spain, because that is major number 1. We're going to Madrid as Toronto is hosting it.
It's going to be beautiful, but also from what we've seen from this minor, like Chris said, like during the qualifier matches, a lot of these teams fell really short Atlanta FaZe. So even though they're finding success now, that bracket could shape out to still be a little bit wonky when we head over to Madrid.
Yeah, Madrid's going to be electric, man. Every time we go overseas, it's always awesome. All the fans that can't make it out to North America for our events, they show up big time. And I've been to Spain before. It's a good time over there. I know they're passionate about Call of Duty. And you can see Toronto Ultra. There's some tickets available. They're going fast. Pick them up and meet us there.
Do you know what's wild? I have been doing Call of Duty since Black Ops 2 on and off, and I've missed all of the UK events for Call of Duty. I missed all of the French events for Call of Duty. I haven't been back to Europe for COD since Gfinities. So I am so fired up to be out there. We're going to Madrid for the very first time in esports for Call of Duty. It's going to be a blast, and tickets are still on sale, so check those out over on the website. For now, though, we got to jump into the clips, and we're kicking off my favorite segment called Burger and Fries with all pro clips this time around.
That's cool.
This one, it's clearly
Pretty sure most
Oh yeah,
a lot of people
you
got more.
honestly saw Simp on your screen for 2 seconds and knew exactly what clip it was going to be. I mean, it's a fry for you, a fry for you. He was handing them out the entirety of that.
Yeah, I'm going to give out a combo, though. So some fries go to Simp, and then some burgers go to Miami for that one. We're getting to the next one with Exton. What do we think here, Chris?
52 kills. The young man with 2 Challengers teammates. Very first matchup against Optic, map 1. You go 52.
This one, I kind of, that matchup, honestly, kind of surprised.
That's a burger.
I'm kind of surprised that Falcons,
Not for Exton, for the team.
with the matchup they did against Optic, they're definitely improving. I'll say they're definitely improving. How they gonna be going up against some other top teams? We'll see what happens.
It don't matter. He was handing out fries. He was going crazy. I mean, an ace in that last round, just absolutely insane to get them the dough.
5 first bloods as well from Cloud9. They made it to our top 8, fell to fell to Carolina in that game 5, round 11. Let's take a look at Nero, though. This man with some ridiculous plays.
Oh yeah, Nero got a side of fries and he handed out a burger to Beans, who did not watch over his teammate. He was absolutely frying in the series yesterday.
Man was fired up and dialed in the winner's circle. Will they keep it up today? Well, we know Boston won't be doing anything today. A few too many mistakes were made. Cammy with the frag of the day. Mistakes were made. Boston falls to Optic in a very tight game 5 once again.
I mean, where are we even going with that nade, Cammy? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, what's the thought?
This is a fries and a burger, all right? Kenny gets a fry, and then Big Wake gets a giga burger, or a giga burger.
A giga burger?
What is he doing?
I like that.
I mean, he jumps up, slides out, like, doesn't even shoot his gun, and then just lose the gunfight. Like, this is an ego chow. But hey, you see Kenny, he's like, what the heck?
It shouldn't be this easy. Don't let it be this easy, Giga. Next time, Kenny, great to see him bounce back after a slow start. Same thing could be said about the Snake, AK Sib. I mean, look at this play. What happened here? Oh, it's TJ's play. My bad.
Yeah, it's TJ and his ace, dude. The fact that he was able to chow that top hallway and get that kill, TJ has been literally unreal recently in Search and Destroy.
Sorry, guys. Gentlemen's agreements were being broken. I know we're not supposed to talk about them, but
why not?
To talk about them. Let's talk about Minnesota Rocker because they have no business being here, at least judging only on their first 2 games. If you watched against LAG and if you watched their matchup yesterday, Minnesota is regularly coming off to a slow start, but they don't go
I'm
away.
Surprised that I thought that LG Mates was going to be able to like figure it out and get it back, get the shit together, and then oh wait, then you got, and then I saw that the reverse sweep. Well, I didn't see this matchup, but the fact that I saw the stats, yeah, I was like, oh, that's not good. So it is whatever.
You never know what you're gonna get.
Minnesota actually the number 5 seed in this tournament based on their qualifier performance so far. So they're right there in the middle of the pack. They're guaranteed top 4 right now. And they have an opportunity to get to a final if Minor won, but they have to get through the number 10 seed. Who is it, Nameless?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be going up against
Atlanta
in this
FaZe.
next one, Atlanta FaZe. You threw me off with number 10 seed.
Yeah,
I realized
it
the
shouldn't
qualifying
be
matches
Don't correlate.
have been bad. But yes, in this matchup, it's actually really interesting because you look at Minnesota, they've been so icy. They like some of the same maps that Atlanta likes. So I think this could really go the distance once again, Game 5.
We're talking Atlanta right now because Celium was our player to watch yesterday. The AR shined, but really the story wasn't just Simp. Simp was the guy, though, in match number 1. Can we revisit what he did against the Heretics?
I think we just have to watch it every single day from here on out for the rest of the season, because it'd be criminal if we didn't. A 1v4 in the COD League is basically unheard of, and of course it comes off the back of Simp. And it even said it, if that 1v4 becomes the catalyst for Atlanta FaZe to go on and become and meet our expectations, that would be unreal. And so far, that's what it seems like it's going to be.
Yeah, I think they put in a ton of work over this break. And, you know, the biggest difference for me was just how the SMGs were playing. You know, situationally, like Abizi played so much better in their last match versus the LA Thieves. Like, things were clicking. I also think, like, their map pool looks good now. Like, Hasi being added. We'll see where that goes when they start to play it, how they develop on that map. But just Protocol being involved in that series helped them a ton. They seem to be ahead of other teams there. And this is the Atlanta FaZe that we all expected. Were they going to stay bad for long? No, that wasn't going to happen. And now they're looking to win this tournament and right the wrongs of the first couple of matches.
They had a 37.5 win rate in the qualifiers coming into the bracket, 75% map win rate in the bracket, and a big part due to the play from Abizi yesterday. He's not even in the number 1 position, though. There are some insane slayers in this tournament, Allie.
Yeah, the KD leaderboard has literally been absurd. I'm pretty sure Dashy still has like a 1.5 right now in Search and Destroy.
And I think I know who might have the number 1 spot overall. He goes by the name of Gwyn. He was a Rookie of the Year, and he just keeps popping off for this team. It's the Carolina Royal Ravens, who are 5-0, but Nameless, they were taken to a Game 5, round 11 against Cloud9. Are the Ravens soaring high right now? Where are they at?
Yeah, they're soaring high. They're feeling like they're the best team in the game. I mean, you look at them fundamentally, like, in Hardpoint, they play it great. There were some heroic efforts on that Hacienda map. One where Kremp got through, unfortunate place for Carolina, and then the Skyline, same thing with Matt getting through into the back. So they still feel good about their Hardpoint, and I think they
I hope that
focus on their search
Carolina doesn't win. I hope that Optic. Let me rephrase that correctly. I hope that Optic do win, but if Carolina wins against Optic, I'd be interested on how they do against Atlanta FaZe, where they have been behind and where Atlanta FaZe has been behind throughout the weeks, and you know, it's just going to be interesting what happens.
They are absolutely slamming teams. It doesn't matter if it's Hardpoint, it doesn't matter if it's Search and Destroy. Even their control is looking strong.
Today, though, they take on Optic Texas, and we never know what we're going to get. Will it be a 3-0? Are we going to have to grind out a round 10, round 11 S&D? Optic, we know one thing for sure, though. Dashy is going to be there to play and drop some massive damage.
Yeah, he is. He's going to drop some massive damage. He's going to clutch some 1v2s. And, you know, every time we watch him, we're just wowed by his ability to just gun anybody at any moment. Guy's got a crispy shot. But, yeah, I mean, that's the challenge when you play Optic. It's like, first you have to shut down Shotzi, because when Shotzi's frying and he gets lost,
that's my problem.
That's when Dashy
That's the one thing I have with
he's just posted up mowing you down.
With Optic is that, like, they play well, but they obviously get absolutely shut down. But when it comes to even last year when they were facing off against in the MW3, they were getting absolutely shut down by the tiny terrorists on FaZe. So I'm hoping that in this game, Optic do improve this time and not get absolutely
competition.
pissed
That's also what
on
I kind of
by
feel like
the
FaZe was
Tiny
doing the
Terrorists.
past couple
Hopefully they
of
do.
weeks, and
Hopefully
Optic
the
Texas, it's just
duo.
on the same page
I
for
mean,
them right
it
now.
is
They
going to
have
be
the Betty
Shotzi and
talent
Hoop,
in this game.
so they're going to
Shotzi
have a
dropping
great
numbers, and
vibes.
if
But
you
it's just a
can't
matter
deal
of
with
can
the
they
front line, you
fundamentally
deal with that.
play
In the
really
back
well.
line,
That's the
Kylo
big
Ken
question.
showed out in maps 4 and 5 yesterday, and Hook has just been solid across the board. So they all just need to be able to put it together at the same time.
The math will tell you that Optic are the underdogs against Carolina, but in the chat they will be fan favorites, especially for this storyline. Shotzi chasing 100 match victories. That is a career accomplishment few have.
Yeah, 100%. And just how turnt Shotzi's been on social media and on stream lately. He can get 2 of those last 2 wins today and win the first minor tournament of the season would be huge for Optic in the green wall.
He's building snowmen. He's building dubs. He's trying to build a dub here at Minor 1. He's got to take on Slasher, though, and you can represent either of these players in-game right now. All you got to do, pick up your team skins, support your favorite players and your favorite squads with Tusick home and away. And it's not just the team skins, Allie. We got some gun camos. We got gun buddies. The whole
I mean,
We've
it's
got
only
like backs
one
with speakers
gun
in that.
camo,
There is
but
just so much going
from
on in
each,
these
but-
packs. You're definitely getting hella when you spend your money for this stuff.
I like the kitty cat. Make sure you pick those up. They're available right now in the COD store across the globe. It's time, though, for your pick'ems, and this has been pretty fun, Nameless. You have been on fire. Allie and I were getting about half of them right today. Allie, which one do you think is closer, though? FaZe, Rocker, Royal Ravens, Optic?
Definitely Royal Ravens and Optic. We talked to Abiz yesterday, and I asked, do you want some 3-0s or do you want some nitty-gritty matches? And they're looking for some sweets. So I'm hoping to see their first 3-0 of the season.
You agree with that?
Nah, I think FaZe Rocker is going to be a banger, bro.
He's
I could be
picked them
crazy.
twice.
I could be crazy.
2 reverse sweeps. Will it be 3? Only time will tell. That match is just a few moments away, followed by Optic Texas versus Carolina Royal Ravens. And then, of course, we conclude our single elimination Minor 1. It's live. It's the CDL before we head to Spain. Minor 1.
Upgrade your game with the Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. The Esports World Cup is an official partner of the Call of Duty League.
Let's go.
With fame, comes up from the backside of Palace Wall, plus the delayed hit from Estriel.
Check the scoreboard, I'm running up stacks. Numbers don't lie, that's facts. Yeah, they can't stop.
Oh my God, Gio, my God, is his hot point.
Check the numbers, I'm running it up. Yeah, I got.
Oh, Nero gets a double over the middle of the map, has more. Oh, hello. How about the full team wipe from Nero?
Well, this one's gonna be the first match, I see. So we'll see what happens. I think it's gonna be game 5, but we'll see what happens. It's just a matter of can Minnesota clutch up against the SMG duo? That's the question. Because there's definitely team, and I mean, obviously they're gonna have to keep on shutting down the AIs as well, since you got one of the best AIs in the league. So it'll be interesting.
Ready to get underway as we have your first match ready. Atlanta FaZe is about to take on Minnesota Rocker, who has played first 3 straight days in a row. They've started 0-2 in their first 2 matches, but now they find themselves comfortable in those game 3s. Let's take a look at their opposition today. It's Atlanta FaZe. This squad will be
Proto,
taking them to
Vault, Red, Proto.
card and protocol for a game 5. Nameless, you've been on point with this Minnesota squad. Are they confident on protocol or Vault?
I mean, on Vault Control, Minnesota feels very good. 3-1. We've seen Nero going off on that map. And then on Protocol, yeah, I would say so. I mean, a 1-2 record, but, you know, you're going up against Atlanta FaZe, who have looked like the best Protocol hardpoint team. So it's definitely a tall task, but I still trust Minnesota, man. Even if they lose that map number 1, they're confident they can reel it back in.
I don't know. That map 4 protocol, Minnesota Rockers 0-2 on it, but again, they're also really struggling 1-5 map 1, so it could just be the specialty of the later half of the match.
I think it's time to do some scuff pick'ems. Let's make them official. Let's lock them in. Wheeler, no cheating. You can't go first. Allie, you have to.
I have to go first. I'm going with Atlanta FaZe. I really liked what I saw from the ARs yesterday and from the SMGs all weekend long. I think we're going to go with the red.
I'm going to stop going against Atlanta FaZe. I, too, will ride with Simp Abizi, but I think it's going to be Celium's day to shine.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Minnesota Rocker. A gritty team. You know, it's a crazy call, but I just feel like I've seen some great moments from them. And the control is a game mode Atlanta has sort of hung their hat on throughout the years to, like, get the series back in their favor. And I think Mini are better at it right now.
You're going to get 30 correct picks before I get to 20. That's blowing my mind, name when he's got Minnesota Rocker top 2. Study, is this guy on Mars right now?
No, he's not really on Mars, Chris. Minnesota got ice. Like, they got ice in the base, Al. We're talking about 4 series where you go to a game 5 and you're undefeated in game 5 versus some of the best teams that we have in the league. So you can't count these guys out. They're always going to be in the series.
It's such a tough team to put a finger on. Legitimately. Like,
how Minnesota,
bangers versus
how
LAG,
icy Minnesota are, but we'll see what happens.
Consensus best teams in the league last year, or this year, yesterday. It just feels like there's no opponent that they can't square up against. It just comes down to, are they going to do it by map 1 or are they going to do it by map 3?
That's the only thing that's scary about it, Alan, because I tweeted it yesterday. I said, Minnesota, realistically, their series don't start until map 3 because they tend to start slow into these hard points. Even though they started slow yesterday versus Toronto, they still only lost by 10 points. But then you get to the search and destroy, you get 6-1, backs against the wall. You need a miracle to happen, and then that miracle starts that momentum. Then they go through the map 3, they get to the map 4, and then when it gets to the map 5, it's anyone's game. So if you're Minnesota, you just need to make sure you start off hot today because the way that Abizi was playing yesterday, 112 kills in the series, that guy was all over the damn map.
Well, it's about to be a first look where we'll see Atlanta take on Minnesota here this season. And again, it comes in our minor tournament with Protocol as the opener. We'll also finish with it as Minnesota often goes 5 in case that is indeed the case. But to start things off, nice patience here from the Rocker, finding a couple of nice kills to allow them a chance to contest, but the follow-up from Abizi right off to the races again.
Yeah, it's just too much pressure right here from Atlanta FaZe. You had Abizi hit that zip line, find that first kill, so now they're going to be the team soaking up this P1 time, but a couple kills going in favor of Rocker. At least at 3 dead. Abizi, the only player all spawn, has to take his time.
Another
20 seconds left.
team.
What
the hell is going on?
Check them off for this one because you want these spawns for next.
Indeed the case. Although, a couple of nice eliminations from Minnesota will allow them to start.
He's going to lead to Atlanta FaZe, putting them in a little bit of a trap towards the backside of tower, unless Paulex has something to say about it. Paulex and Nero combined for 3 around
Sorry about
P2,
that, chat. It seems like it
instantly shut down that opportunity for Atlanta FaZe. Now with 35 seconds still to go, you have routes being developed. Johnson doesn't want to give up all this time, but does he check in towards lab? Yes, he does. Astro puts down shots. At least gives the comp, but Minnesota still in control.
And Gio, after a little bit of a slower start, right back into the mix, able to lock down a lot of this scrap time. 18 seconds to fight for. Minnesota feeling a bit of pressure.
Player from Atlanta FaZe spawning out. They still are in control of
Gio by himself. He's done well to cleanly get the first. Nades up top will keep him at bay. The hit, though, on the way for Minnesota is delayed. Trying to play through this sidewalk position. Abizi's already gotten a read on it, and Abizi almost able to turn that into a couple. The information, though known, will be followed up on, and Atlanta will keep this contested while Minnesota continue to play for the spawns.
And the spawns are going to be flipped out, so Minnesota potentially walking away with the final 15 and the rotations.
So to try to break on it, and he does find the eliminations. Now it's all by action on the hard point itself. Abizi trying to finesse off the YY. Cannot find Nero, but Draza will confirm, and Atlanta will hold.
Just trade after trade after trade after trade. It was Atlanta that starts it off. It's Atlanta that's able to finish it. But for how long? The setup is still weak. Everybody from Minnesota drops down through zip. They find every single kills and execute that break to perfection. The second best break team that we have on this map. It just came down to if they can fix their setups. And so far for this final 30, they should have a nice little lead going into the second half of this game.
And I think just to kind of bullet point, the difference between Minnesota and map 1s this weekend compared to what we're seeing right now is they're so quick to follow up after these 3v3 situations turn into like a couple of players just remaining by themselves. They're so quick to get off respawn and follow up with their kind of secondary hit, so to speak.
Atlanta, though, a nice job to kind of close out the last hard point and still initialize this new one. They're going to get this thing back to around 20 points before Minnesota has a chance to try to break.
Oh, yeah, but that's a big kill coming in from Gio, reading the pinch coming in from Celium. Now you can just invest your stuns, invest your nades. Try to take him off of this P1. Astro at least catches an opening through mid-gun, but it's still Atlanta FaZe soaking up all this hill time. The ARs are holding down the long-distance lanes. Finally, Syntha's going to fall, but with all that map control, you're instantly going to hop right back on in.
Yeah, the SMGs for Atlanta doing a nice job of just providing some pressure, but more so making sure they're not keeping their focus purely on playing for kills. Lots of good objective focus coming through, especially from the side of Simp at the moment at 37.
It is going to spawn out. Actually, a split spawn is going to come in. I don't know if Atlanta's going to be able to handle this.
Yeah, they don't. I was about to say the exact same thing. It looked